Hi, welcome everyone. If you're here for Lights, Camera, Action, how to use YouTube to direct customers to your door and dollars to your bank account, you are in the right place. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. We still got a number of people joining us, and we're just going to give them a minute or two to get settled in here. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it, and we'll get started here in just another minute or so. Thank you. Hi everyone, if you're just joining us, you are at the right place for the YouTube marketing webinar, and we'll get started here in just another minute, just letting some folks get settled in. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, everyone. Welcome again. Thank you for joining me. Again, if you are here for the Small Business Guide to Marketing with Video, how to use YouTube to direct customers to your door and dollars to your bank account, you're in the right place. This is your webinar, and we're going to go ahead and get rolling here. I appreciate everybody that's taken time out of their busy schedule to be with me. We will make sure that we get this rolling and end on time. Just a couple of logistics to start here. I will send you access to a recording of this presentation, so no need to take real intense notes. You'll get a replay and you can go through it as many times as you need to. Also, if you have any questions during the webinar, I'm not going to stop during the webinar to answer questions, just to make sure that we get everything done on time. So if you'll please chat them into the box below this presentation, and I'll do my best to address them at the end, time permitting, and if I know the answers, obviously. So if for some reason I'm not able to address all of the questions at the end, we will follow up with you individually, either via email or give you a phone call to make sure that we get your questions answered. Okay? So please, if you do have any questions during this, just chat them into the box that is below this presentation. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody again. Today I've got the great pleasure to be talking with you about YouTube, and specifically how your business can leverage YouTube and video in this very popular medium that exists now on the internet to build your business. We've got a lot of great content to cover today. It's a really exciting subject for me because YouTube and video are just really taking off, and the business uses are really growing day by day. So it's a fascinating topic. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, first, what exactly is YouTube marketing? Let's all make sure we get on the same page and that we're using a common definition here. Here's the one that I use. YouTube marketing is the strategic use of YouTube's cloud infrastructure, sharing functionality, and other popularity for the purpose of promoting your business through video. And YouTube is also a subset, or YouTube marketing, I should say, is a subset of social media marketing. So I say that because YouTube, which we'll talk about here in just a moment, is actually a very large social network as well. A lot of people don't know that. But hopefully that's a simple enough definition. You're essentially using YouTube and its popularity to get exposure for your business by placing videos up into the YouTube infrastructure and promoting those videos and engaging with the people who are watching videos on YouTube. Okay? Next, let's talk about the the kind of who cares question right up front, right? Now, if you registered for this webinar, then chances are pretty good that you at least have a general idea of YouTube's potential to help your business. But still, I like to just cover some of the statistics around YouTube because maybe there's still some skeptics in the audience who still need a little bit of convincing about the power of YouTube. And I think the stats on this slide should help. As you can see, really just about everybody is on YouTube at some point or another. Usage continues to grow year over year at a really fast rate. It's amazing. I mean, YouTube is not brand new, but it feels like it's growing like it's brand new because it really is just surging in popularity. And Nielsen reports that Americans streamed 15 billion videos in May of 2011 alone. 15 billion videos. It's a huge number. And while traditional TV viewing was up only 0.2% over last year, internet video viewing was up 35%, and mobile video viewing went up 20%. And by mobile video viewing, I mean, watching videos on your your phone or maybe an iPad or something like that. So watching video online, whether it's sitting at a computer or through your phone, really is absolutely exploding in popularity. And you can be sure that YouTube has its competitive eyes on the major television networks and even the movie studios. I've read some articles that talk about just the huge ambitions that they have at YouTube to really change the way that we're consuming entertainment. And, by all accounts, it looks like they're on the right track. Now, this is a great illustration of the popularity of YouTube. There are 48 hours of video uploaded every minute. That was in 2011. 48 hours uploaded every minute. As you can see, the growth of over the years has been really rapid. I mean, starting in 2007 at 8 hours per minute, which, even then, that's a lot. And then growing here very consistently to 13 in 2008, 24 in 2009, 35 in 2010, and 48 in 2011. And you can be sure that 2012 is going to be another big jump. So YouTube continues to grow at a very fast rate, and there are now 3 billion YouTube views each day. That's billion with a capital B. I mean, it's almost hard to comprehend how much time is spent watching videos on YouTube. It's a huge number. What's more, YouTube is the 4th most visited site on the web, and it's also the 2nd most popular search engine on the planet, ahead of both Yahoo and Bing. I think everybody knows that Google, the main Google search engine, is the #1 search engine. But most people are not aware that YouTube is actually #2 now, ahead of Yahoo and Bing. So people are going to YouTube to search for information about current events, about businesses that they're interested in, about product information or how-to videos, and of course entertainment, right? But it's the #2 search engine in the world. The other thing that a lot of people don't know about YouTube is that it's a huge social network and that it's growing more social every day as video becomes more a part of people's life. And it really is. I mean, it's becoming really at the center of people's internet experience. So much now is being done through video that most products that you go and purchase or most shows or movies that you may be interested in going to see, you can find a YouTube video about them to kind of start the experience. So video really is becoming more at the center of people's internet experience. Now, this is actually a screenshot of YouTube trying to make a bunch of connections with other YouTube users for this account. So you can see that YouTube really does have social ambitions, right? It's suggesting here 71 different YouTube users that, based on the profile of this account that it's trying to connect up with. So it really is trying to leverage the social aspects of its network. So let's talk about a minute here. Why exactly is YouTube so popular? Well, first, video is engaging, right? That's just plain and simple. I mean, for most people, it's much more fun to watch a video, much more engaging to watch a video than it is to read. I think that's true of just a huge part of the population nowadays. So video is just more interesting and more engaging to watch than it is necessarily to sit down and read text. But YouTube in particular has some really cool features that have made it increasingly popular versus the competition. First of all, hosting and distribution of videos is free. And how else can you reach this many people with your content without spending a dime? I mean, it really is amazing that you can reach a truly global audience very quickly by putting a video up on YouTube. This means that you can also save bandwidth costs by hosting videos on YouTube servers instead of on your own servers, which is a real savings. YouTube's bandwidth costs have to be just tremendous to support all of those video views all day long. And I can tell you that if you were to host just a handful of pretty popular videos on your own servers, you can quickly rack up a couple $100 or several $100 a month bill in bandwidth costs. So it is a real savings. It's also very easy to promote your video with YouTube. I mean, YouTube really encourages sharing. I showed you those social connections that YouTube encourages, and there's also just other built-in sharing tools that make it easy, again, to get more visibility and distribution for your videos. And lastly, because it's run by Google, which, Google is all about data. Because it's run by Google, and I don't know if everybody knew that, but Google bought YouTube several years ago. YouTube offers some awesome analytics to help you see how people are engaging with your content. So, if you're doing this for business purposes, if you're creating videos and distributing those videos for business purposes, it really is helpful to be able to see data about who's watching your video, how long are they watching it for, what videos are they going to next, how often are they clicking on the links in your video descriptions, things like that. And all of that data is very available to you as a YouTube publisher. Again, Google is very focused on data, and they've done a great job of building analytics into the YouTube platform. So these are reasons why YouTube is popular in particular over other video platforms that you may be aware of. So the question is, are you using this incredibly popular medium to reach buyers and add value to the customer experience at your business? And the data is clear, and in my opinion, you'd be crazy to ignore this opportunity. There are just some amazing opportunities for your business to get more exposure and to connect with your customers and prospects through video. All right, there are quite a few misconceptions about YouTube marketing that I think it's important to address before we get into the how to use YouTube at your business. So let's go ahead and jump into those. Okay, misconception or myth number one is that YouTube is just for wasting time online. It's just, silly videos about cats and babies and things like that. Well, of course, there are a lot of cat and baby videos on YouTube, but that's certainly not the extent of it. YouTube really has become just a microcosm of the larger internet and really the world. And there's good on YouTube, there's bad on YouTube, and there's everything in between. You can find a video on every subject in the world on YouTube. So it really is, like I said, just a microcosm of the larger internet and the world in general. So while there is a lot of just goofy, entertaining videos on there, there's also a lot more to it than that as well. All right, myth number two. For YouTube marketing to work, I've got to create some kind of crazy viral video, right, that gets spread around the internet to millions of people. Well, creating a viral video is just one strategy among many, and it's a low percentage approach. I mean, it's hard to create a video that truly goes viral. So that may not be the strategy for you, and honestly, it may just not be necessary for your business, and it may not really complement the brand identity that you're working hard to build at your business. Most small businesses find success using other methods. For example, you can use videos to educate and inform prospects and customers. Now, those may not go viral, but you don't necessarily need those to go viral to accomplish your business goals. So yeah, you hear about the viral videos, they get news coverage, they get talked about a lot. Everybody in your office is passing them around, but they may not necessarily help you achieve your business goals and just may not be necessary for you to focus on at all. All right, here's another one. YouTube is dead. It's all about Facebook now. And, granted, I mean, Facebook is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's exploding in popularity. They're closing in unbelievably on nearly 1 billion users on Facebook now. It's hard to comprehend. I mean, that makes them like the third largest country on the planet. So it really is incredible. But social media platforms and certainly YouTube and Facebook are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they're mutually supportive. What's more, YouTube accounts for 43% of online videos viewed. And according to ComScore, Facebook accounts for only 0.7% of videos viewed, less than 1%. And in fact, most people post YouTube videos to their Facebook account, right? They'll put the video on YouTube first and then they'll share it on their Facebook account. So Facebook and YouTube are just different, all right? It's apples and oranges, and it's not an either-or situation. They really do work to complement each other. So I think marketing through Facebook is fantastic, but so is marketing through YouTube, and they both have a purpose at your business. All right, the final myth or misconception is that my business doesn't have enough good content for videos. Nobody would be interested in what we do or what we have to say. And this is probably, I think, maybe the biggest one that holds back most businesses, and it's unfortunate because it's wrong. I mean, with a little imagination, every business can use YouTube to its advantage. Again, your business, your videos for your business don't have to be these amazingly entertaining things to be useful and helpful at growing your business. So when a business falls into this trap, they usually have this distorted picture of what their video should look like or be about. They feel like it has to be, either incredibly funny or something that would go viral, or it has to be like some glossy Hollywood production. And that's just not the case. So when deciding whether or not to roll the camera, ask yourself this: how can I add value to the customer experience? What's relevant to the needs and pain points and even wishes of my prospects or my current customers? Because when you frame it this way, the possibilities of YouTube should become, clearer to you. Again, it doesn't have to be some Hollywood production, and it doesn't have to be something that's so funny that it's going to go viral and get passed around, by everybody on earth via email. All right, so we'll get into some of the specific strategies on how every business can take advantage of YouTube here in just a minute. And the reality is that every business can benefit from YouTube marketing. That may sound like a stretch to some of you, but I can assure you it's true. And I'll give you some reasons why and some examples to demonstrate the possibilities here. So first, let's dig into the top 5 reasons that every business can and should use YouTube. First, YouTube is pretty low competition, or video marketing in general, I should say, is pretty low competition. Because there are a lot of businesses who have fallen for the misconceptions that we just covered, a lot of them are missing out on the opportunity to engage in video marketing. So rolling the camera is a very easy and cost-effective way to distinguish your company from your competitors. Let me show you an example of what I mean here. House painting can be a very lucrative business, especially in an affluent town in an affluent town like Boulder, Colorado. And you can see here I've done a search on Google for Boulder house painter. And if you see here in the search results, there are no videos on the first page of Google, right? So everybody is competing using the same kind of, just trying to promote a regular website approach or promote some articles about house painting. And there's nothing here that stands out. A smart house painter could show some videos of some houses that they've recently painted, or they could demonstrate their expertise in using certain tools or certain types of paint to get really quality results, or they could answer some of the common questions that people have about hiring a house painter, right, before they actually pull the trigger and hire somebody. But there's nothing to be found here, and that's a big opportunity that somebody's missing. So the opportunity to get search engine visibility while your competitors are slugging it out against each other with boring old text is really a huge opportunity with video. Google loves video. In fact, as I told you earlier, they love video so much that they bought YouTube because they could see the potential. They could see YouTube growing so quickly, and they could see that video was becoming the center of a lot of people's internet experience. So they bought YouTube for a lot of money, and they've invested a ton of money over the years in keeping YouTube free for everybody. So Google now shows video results in the search engine results pages. And they do that because they know that people really enjoy video. They engage in video. So YouTube can be a really cost-effective way to get search engine ranking above the rest of the competition, even on very competitive terms that you might not normally have a shot at just by trying to put content on your website. So here's another example of somebody who's done just this. So again, I'm searching for house painters in another very affluent town, La Jolla, California, which is just north of San Diego in California, and a very affluent area. And I can assure you that house painters in this area must make a fortune because the homes are all, for the most part, $1 million homes plus, and people want to take good care of them, and a lot of people there have the money to spend. So I'm sure that house painting in La Jolla is about as good as it gets. And look at what you see here. You see the images in the search results on this page. Those are images of videos, okay? So those are images of videos, and you can see the top video result is on YouTube, whereas the other video results here, and I'll just point to you, so you can see my mouse there, this is a YouTube video result. There's only one organic search result above this for La Jolla House Painter. Right here you can see youtube.com, right? Down here, Dailymotion, which is another video site, Dailymotion again, Dailymotion again. So there's actually a number of videos showing up here for Dailymotion. Now, I happen to know that this is a marketer in California who was using this as an example to show how he could get videos ranked quickly, even for important local terms for a local business. So now, imagine if you are searching for a painter in La Jolla, California, and you come here and you see one that there's results that have some images to them. Those images automatically draw your eye, right? And then the next thing is, these are tips on finding the best painter in La Jolla and tips on how to hire a house painter. Well, chances are pretty good that you're going to watch a free video that gives you tips on how to hire a house painter in La Jolla. So this is a smart way to use video marketing to get exposure in the search engines and to get higher rank in the search engines where, again, you might not be able to compete. But because Google loves video and Google obviously loves YouTube, they're going to rank these videos pretty highly. So I hope you can see the power of getting the videos into the search engines. Now, another reason YouTube gives you a great opportunity to market your business is that you can use the videos to demonstrate your expertise. And demonstrating your expertise is one of the most powerful forces of persuasion that there is. And good marketing takes advantage of this. Now, this strategy could be used by just about anyone, really, in any business. I mean, we just saw in the previous video that a house painter was using their expertise, right, to help guide people in finding the right house painter. But this is a really valuable strategy for professional services firms in particular. And I point this out because I think that professional services firms, out of all the types of firms that I've worked with, are the ones who most have a bias towards, oh, well, I can't use YouTube video marketing. That's for, some other type of business. But I'm a professional service firm. I'm a doctor or a lawyer, somebody important like that. I can't, create videos about my business. Well, that's wrong. And I'm going to show you a really good example of why demonstrating your expertise is actually something that you can do in any professional services firm and do a great job of. So this is a lawyer in Arizona, a criminal lawyer who has done a really nice job. And I don't know who this is. I just found these videos out there and searching around for this presentation, but done a really nice job of representing himself well through video and essentially demonstrating his knowledge of the law and his experience through video by tackling some common questions associated with criminal law. So you can go and check these out. It's YouTube. If you just go into YouTube and you search for AZ as in Arizona, criminal lawyer, you're going to find these videos. And you can see what he's done. He's taking these videos. He's well dressed. He's got his tie on. Looks sharp, and he's in front of a painting. So he's representing himself well. And if you watch his videos, again, he's covering certain issues about the law that really demonstrate that he knows what he's talking about. Well, any professional could do this, right? A doctor could do this, any type of lawyer, accountants, real estate professionals. Really, there's no limit to the number of types of professionals that could use videos like this to demonstrate their expertise and their credibility on video. And I can tell you, as somebody who hires attorneys and accountants and things like that, that I would certainly have a bias towards contacting or hiring somebody that I felt like did a good job of answering a lot of my questions and demonstrating expertise through video before I ever had to connect with them, right? When you go and hire a professional, an attorney, an accountant, you most of the time don't really know what you're getting until you've had some experience with them, and it's usually pretty expensive experience, right? These are not cheap professions. So, you go by word of mouth and friends and stuff like that, but you don't really know what you're getting. You don't know how you're going to connect with that person until you've worked with them for a bit, which can be pretty expensive. Well, this is a nice way to demonstrate who you are and what you know so that somebody can get more comfortable in working with you over the competition. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, if you were somebody looking for, legal help in Arizona, and there was, a bunch of lawyers who did not have anything like this online versus this guy, David Michael Cantor, who does, I would certainly be biased towards working with him, and I imagine a lot of people are. All right, let's move on. Video also gives you the ability to demonstrate the benefits of your products or services, right? So, there's that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a video on YouTube is worth several thousand more because YouTube gets you the ability to actually demonstrate your product in motion. I mean, it's like, the infomercials that you see on TV. There's a reason why those infomercials work so well, and it's because they demonstrate the product in front of you so that you can see it work. You don't have to leave it up to your imagination. They actually, show you images of the product working and accomplishing what it's supposed to. Well, you can do that in video as well. There's real power in showing instead of just telling. So it's one of the most powerful things that you can do on YouTube. And this is a really powerful example. I bet you that some of you have probably heard of this already. If you haven't, this is a fun one to go check out. If you go to Blend Tech on YouTube, so just go onto YouTube and search for BLENDTEC, Blend Tech. And Blend Tech is a company that has absolutely skyrocketed because of what they've done on YouTube. And their videos on YouTube really became a sensation just a few years ago. And it has catapulted this company to the top of their industry. They make like real industrial strength blenders. And they have hundreds of videos on YouTube showing you the power of their blenders by literally blending everything that you can imagine. So they'll stick iPhones in there, they'll stick computers in there, golf balls in there. They've done just all kinds of stuff. I mean, check out the videos. It's pretty humorous. They've blended up just about anything you can imagine. And, you know, it's a very powerful way to demonstrate that they make super strong, super durable, super sharp blenders that can blend anything, right? So, you know, if you're thinking about going out and getting, you know, one blender over the other and there's a Blend Tech and they're the same price or close to it, I can assure you that after you've watched all those videos, you're going to want a Blend Tech. So YouTube is a great platform for demonstrating your products. And it doesn't have to be as dramatic as this, but certainly if you can come up with a way of making it dramatic, it will certainly help your sales. But, you know, just showing how your products work in a video is a super, super powerful way to increase sales. All right, next. Another way that you can use video on YouTube is to enhance customer value. So after somebody's already purchased your product, by adding user tips, right? How to get the most out of your product. And I see more and more, even before buying a product. I was in Home Depot the other day, and I was thinking about getting a new ladder, and there were several choices of ladders, and I noticed that one of the boxes, the packaging associated with a ladder, one of them had a little starburst on there that said, check out our videos on YouTube before buying to see how you can use this ladder. So sure enough, I whipped out my phone, went to YouTube, and pulled up their demonstration videos of their ladder. And sure enough, I went home with that ladder because it showed me all the different ways that their ladder was capable of being adjusted to reach all kinds of different angles and, you know, hard to reach situations in your home, and why it was safer in the way that it was structured. And I would have never known that about that ladder had I not watched those videos. So creating videos that people can experience while they're making their buying decision or after they've made their buying decision and they're at home to get the most value out of their product, out of the product that they bought, is a really, really awesome way to enhance that experience and create, you know, a stickier customer situation. Here's an example. This is from a restaurant. It's actually a restaurant and cooking school, and it's called the Mermaid Inn. And again, this is just one I found, but apparently it's, you know, it's kind of like a small cooking school that people will go out to just like as a date night, right? Instead of just going out to a restaurant, a couple will go out to this place and they'll actually cook their own meal with the professional chefs at this cooking school. And you know, you'll be there with like 10 other couples, and you all cook your meal and get to know each other and have some wine together and stuff like that. I've actually done this with my wife in Denver at a different cooking school, and it's a lot of fun. So what this cooking school has done really well is that then they have videos online. And I know from my experience at my other cooking school, this is a fantastic idea because, you know, I went to this cooking school and made this great dinner. I was like, man, I learned so much. And then, of course, you know, within 2 days, I had forgotten everything. And I was like, oh, shoot, you know, I'd love to be able to cook that meal again because it was great. Well, what these guys did is they put videos of the meals that you cook while you're there at their classes so that you can then go home and recreate them at your home for your friends and family some other time. So it's a great way of extending that experience, getting the customers to get more value out of the overall experience. And of course, obviously that's going to get them some more word of mouth as well because they're going to invite some friends over, they're going to cook up a great dinner. People are going to say, wow, this is fantastic. Where'd you learn to cook this? Oh, let me show you. You know, let me show you the cooking school that we went to for a date and these awesome videos that they have online. So I guarantee you they get good word of mouth from this. All right, so it's another excellent way of using video. All right, so those were some really good examples of how other businesses are using YouTube to their advantage, and I hope that sparked some ideas for you at your business. So now let's move on to talk about 7 specific steps you can take to ensure that your YouTube marketing efforts are a success for your business, okay? All right, number 1, start with keyword research, okay? And what I mean is that anytime anybody goes into like the Google search engine or goes into YouTube to search for something, they start by typing in words. Those words are known as keywords. And those keywords are associated to certain videos in the YouTube database so that YouTube knows, okay, if somebody's typing in cooking videos, I should show these videos, these 3 videos over these other 3 videos, right? So you want to start with your keyword research. You want to know what people are searching for and what language they're using associated to the types of products and services that you offer, because you're going to then name your videos using those keywords, okay? You're going to put those keywords into your video. You're going to put them into the description about your video. You're going to name the file of your video using those keywords. You're going to use those keywords essentially everywhere that you can to make sure that YouTube closely associates your video to those keywords. Because again, when somebody comes in and types in those keywords in YouTube, you want your video to show up, okay? So you'll make sure that those keywords are a part of everything associated with the video so that you're going to show up over the competition. All right, third, as a rule, you want to keep your videos short and, keep them, kind of interesting enough that they're going to stay, people are going to stay engaged. And what we have found is that between 2 and 5 minutes is the right length. That's the length of video that you're going to get and keep most people engaged. Okay, and keep in mind, you aren't trying to win an Oscar, so you don't need to overdo it with production value or anything like that. But people just have short attention spans. So if you make your video 10 minutes long, 11 minutes long, a lot of people are going to tune out about halfway through them, we found. So make your videos between 2 and 5 minutes long for the most success. All right, next, include a call to action in your videos, okay? If you're not familiar with what a call to action, that's a marketing term, and all it means is that you are literally going to tell somebody or ask somebody to do something in your video. So if you are creating a video with the intention of you want somebody to pick up the phone and call you after watching the video, or you want them to go visit your website, or you want them to click on a link below your video, then you're going to say that specifically. You don't want to just leave it up to the person to make the decision to do that. You want to suggest to them very strongly, or even just tell them to give you a call. I mean, think about when you listen to a radio commercial in your car, right? You listen to a radio commercial and, there's the, commercial, they're selling whatever product they are, and then in the last 10 seconds of the video, they say, call 1-800-365-3636 right now to get, this product or service. And then they repeat that like 6 times, right, before the commercial ends. And you're like, man, okay, I've heard enough. Well, they're doing that because it works. They're doing that because psychologically, people respond to that, and they have a much better chance of remembering that number and dialing it when they hear it over and over again like that. So it's a marketing best practice to have a strong call to action in your marketing messages. So when you're creating a video, create it with some intention in mind. And it doesn't have to be real aggressive. I mean, it could be, yeah, pick up the phone and call us right now, or it could be, click on the link below and watch the rest of our videos, or make your way over to our website, whatever it is. But whatever you want them to do, you should tell them to do that in your video. All right. Number 5, leverage social media to get more visibility. So we talked about YouTube as a social network, but Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, those are huge, popular social networks. And again, as we talk about, these things are not mutually exclusive. When you create a great video on YouTube, you should use the other social networks that you're a part of to promote your videos. Okay, these different channels don't exist in isolation, and they should be leveraged to get the most value from each of them. So you can drive people from your Facebook account, your audience that you have on Facebook, to watch a video. You can drive people through Twitter to go and watch a video. So use those other social networks to get as much visibility as possible. Next, invest in SEO for your video. We see a lot of people create videos and then they do what we call a post and run, right? They post that video and then they never come back to it or do anything with it again. And if you're creating content, particularly like in a competitive market, a competitive vertical, you can't expect to just create the content and then have it, rank #1 in Google overnight or rank #1 in YouTube overnight. You've got to plan on spending some time with that video to get it optimized so that you can, give it the best chance of ranking really well in YouTube and in the search engines. So just like if you've heard of SEO or search engine optimization and you've heard of doing that for your website, well, you can do that for your video as well. So you should plan on, particularly if you're in a competitive market, to invest some time and maybe some budget into a search engine optimization process to make sure that you get that video ranked. Okay, and finally, keep at it. You want to make videos frequently. Make it a habit to create content on a regular basis. So don't just create one video and then just leave it up there. You should create a YouTube page for your company and treat it as your own channel, right? Like you have your own TV channel, and fill it up with compelling content on a regular basis. Search engines love content, and they love fresh content. So create content on a regular basis and get it up in YouTube. I mean, even if it's a couple times a month would be a fantastic way to get lots and lots of exposure at your business. Okay, so that's 7 tips for YouTube marketing success, and those are 7 really important ones. In this next section, I'm going to answer some of the commonly asked questions about YouTube for business. And if you don't see your question here, be sure to chat it in to the question box below. Like I said earlier, I'll do my best to answer it here at the end of this presentation. If not, we'll follow up with you directly in a phone call or email to make sure that we answer those questions for you. All right, question number 1. Do I need to hire a professional production team to create my videos? This is one that I hear all the time. I hear businesses say, oh, I don't know that I can afford to make videos. Well, look, you don't need to do anything fancy for your videos. In fact, I would suggest that in most cases, not doing anything fancy, not having too highly polished a video is actually going to work out better for your business. Believe it or not, spending too much money producing the video is more of a problem than spending too little. Because if you look too slick, it actually works against you in a lot of time. People like YouTube videos to just be kind of, normal people doing their thing. They don't necessarily want to see the Hollywood production. So most YouTube videos are shot with an iPhone or a $300 portable camera, that type of thing. So you don't need to spend thousands of dollars creating your videos. In fact, you absolutely in most cases should not, because no one's going to put a lot of value on that production quality. All right, frequently asked question number 2. What kind of equipment do I need to create my videos? Again, nothing fancy or expensive. I mean, these days, many of us have the point and shoot video cameras and even video cameras on our smartphones, and those are perfectly acceptable. I mean, those are really quality cameras these days. Also, a webcam will do the trick. If you just have a computer webcam, you can get those for like $20 now. And oftentimes they're just built right into your computer. I mean, certainly in laptops, most laptops have really high quality cameras just built right into them now. So, use that type of camera. You don't need anything more expensive than that. And then you can edit your movie and add titles and effects and, scrub some of the content out as you need to. usually with just free programs. Like Macs have iMovie or Windows have Movie Maker. And then, if you want to spend, $100 for a much more sophisticated program, you can do that as well, but it's really not necessarily. So, I just want to stress that you can find really inexpensive video cameras, microphones, software. You can get those at Best Buy, or oftentimes they just come, like I said, right on your computer. And then something that we highly recommend, videos don't have to be videos of you talking, right? It doesn't have to be a picture of you or a person. It can be capturing your screen to do, tutorials and things like that. And that's a really powerful way of using video. And two programs that are really good for that: Camtasia, which you can see up here on the screen, which you can get for a PC or a Mac, or ScreenFlow, which you can get for a Mac. I use a Mac, and ScreenFlow I think is fantastic. It's inexpensive, and they let you record anything that you see on your computer screen. So it's great for creating those kinds of tutorials. So all of this equipment can be had for under $500, so you really don't have to spend a ton. All right, frequently asked question number 3. What about other video sharing platforms like Vimeo and iTunes and Dailymotion and things like that? Creating a video podcast and publishing it on iTunes is a great option, although it's it's a little bit more technical. Requires a little bit more maybe internet savvy than just using like YouTube. But having your videos in as many places as you can is fantastic. The more that content is distributed around the internet, the more exposure you're going to get. But Vimeo doesn't allow free video sharing for commercial purposes. So if you're going to use it for your business, you actually have to pay for an account. But it's a great system. It's a great interface. So it's definitely worth checking out. But I would just say, if you're just getting started with this, 99% of you just get started on YouTube. It's free. It's great. It has a massive built-in audience, right? So after you've maybe exhausted your options on video, maybe then it's time to start looking at some other platforms. But I really just start with YouTube to get started. All right, next question. How can I promote my videos, right? This is one thing I know a lot of people that say, well, yeah, I created a video, but I didn't get any views on it. So how can I promote my videos? Well, there's, lots of ways to do this. I mean, one, we already talked about, leverage those other social media platforms, right, to connect your other audiences to your video. You can include video links in your e-newsletter or in your email signature. You can embed the videos on your website or your blog. So there's all kinds of free ways to promote your videos, and you should take advantage of all of them. If you want to get a little bit more serious about it, I've shown you an example here. You can actually pay to promote your videos on YouTube, right? So in this case, you can see I've highlighted on the upper right there, it says promoted videos. So all those videos on the right-hand side are promoted videos, which just means that when somebody searched in, you can see the search term here, so you think you can dance 2010, what you see on the right is videos that people, for whatever reason, wanted to promote to show up next to these other videos that you get from YouTube's normal response. This is just like pay-per-click advertising on Google's search engine pages. So you can do some paid advertising to promote your videos as well. All right, another question I get, should I build my connections or network on YouTube? Should I take advantage of the social networking features? Absolutely. There's no reason not to. I mean, YouTube is all about sharing to get that content distributed as far and as wide as possible. So yeah, engage with your viewers, engage with other content creators, maybe that have complementary content. And by doing so, you create relationships that are more likely to get your videos spread around quickly and get you more visibility. So definitely go for it. All right, the next question is, how can I create compelling video, right? So again, a lot of people feel like they don't have anything that's really worth talking about. And I've stressed this a couple times before, but you don't have to be the next Martin Scorsese, right? You can just rely on your industry expertise and your knowledge and just create good, helpful content. It doesn't have to be some entertaining Hollywood production. if you can talk about it, you can create a video about it, and just focus on creating videos that are helpful and valuable and relevant to your prospects and clients. You know their needs already, so just create videos that address those needs. And they don't have to be pure entertainment. You can have a more professional context. As I said before, everything exists on YouTube. You see all the cat videos and baby videos and all that stuff, but there's also lots of videos from professionals, educational videos, things like that. Those are perfectly great uses of YouTube content. All right, how do I make my video findable? So, people are searching, how do I make sure that they can find it? Again, we covered just making sure that you're using the right keywords in your video, in the way you title the video, in the file name for the video, in the description for the video. So make sure that all of that is in there. I would highly suggest that you start the title of your video with your keyword in the first few words. Okay, that's a trick in terms of how to optimize those videos to make them show up better. So again, it's all about keywords. So create a good lengthy description of the video and type it up and make sure that it's got your URL in there. Make sure that it's got the keywords in there. Make sure that you tag your video. You'll see in there when you create your video, when you upload it, you can put in tags, and just tags are just essentially just more keywords that you can use to associate with your video. So make sure you have your keyword in there. All those things will help make your video more findable. All right, we're nearing the end here. I just want to make an important point. You don't need to be daunted by the challenges of YouTube. It really can be a pretty simple process, and it can be an amazing resource for your business. So just about every business out there should be leveraging YouTube. I promise it can have a huge impact on your business. And if you need any help with this, we are glad to help. This is something that we do for our clients. So, if you have any questions or you need any support, please feel free to get in touch with us, and we'd love to help you out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're coming up on an hour here. I want to be respectful of your time. There were some questions that I think I can answer pretty quickly, though, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into a couple of them real fast here. So one of them from Kevin, he was wondering, should I use a personal a personal YouTube account or set up a business YouTube account? That's a good question. So for most of you, I would say that you should set up a separate business YouTube account. Just create an actual profile and page for your business, so that the whole experience when somebody comes to watch your videos is all about your business. Now, for some of you, you may be your business. Like if you're a small law firm or something like that. The business may be you. It's your name. So you could just use just a personal account under your name to market it. But for most of you, I would suggest that you set up a separate business account. Let's hear her. Barbara asks, what is the maximum limit in time of a YouTube video? Okay, that's a good question. Yeah, because I suggest that, again, you make your videos like 2 to 5 minutes in most cases, but there are some cases where you're going to want to make a longer one. And YouTube does have a time limit. I believe that the current time limit is 15 minutes and 30 seconds. And believe me, if you go like 15 minutes and 32 seconds, they will not upload the video. So make sure that you're being conscious of that time. And I believe it's 15 minutes and 30 seconds, but you should probably just verify that again just to be safe. Let's see here. Sarah asks, we were thinking of doing a video tour of our manufacturing facility. Do you think this is a good idea? Yeah, I think that's a great idea. As long as your manufacturing facility is clean and is, going to represent you well, I think it's a great idea. Having videos of your facilities, showing your team, showing that you're real, it brings this kind of, it makes you a little bit more tangible, right? And I think that people can get more comfortable with buying from you. And, a lot of people may not know what goes into your work. So you could create some product where they just experience the end product, but they may not know that you have this really cool manufacturing facility or that you use this really neat equipment to make that product. That type of thing can make your product more interesting in the minds of the consumer, right? So I think it's a really good idea to show those things off. There's actually a couple other ideas I'd share with you that I think you can use really effectively. Employee profiles, I think is great. You got interesting people working for you. Do profiles. Again, it kind of humanizes your business. If you're doing any like nonprofit work or charity work at your business, I think it's a great idea to bring the camera with you and capture your employees and what they're doing. Let's see here, product FAQs. I might have already talked about that earlier in the presentation, but if you have 10 questions that we always get asked about our product, do a video for each question. Okay, do one video for each question. Make them just a few minutes long, just quick videos, but now you've got 10 videos there that you can crank out really fast. Customer testimonials are a great way to use video, right? When somebody's got a great experience with your product or service, put a camera in front of them and let them say glowing things about you, all right? Let's see here, one other question. If I don't want to be on camera, what are some ideas? Well, some of the ideas I just went over, you don't necessarily have to be on camera. Camtasia and ScreenFlow, again, those are screen captures, so you can capture what's on the screen of your computer, so you can put together a presentation and record that. And then actually there's a couple other tools that are really neat. Animoto, A-N-I-M-O-T-O, animoto.com is a really cool way to use like photographs and stuff to create videos. You don't need a camera, you don't need anything. You can get it will put music to it for you. It's really neat. You just got to go check it out and you can see what I'm talking about. And then another one that's really cool is called GoAnimate, goanimate.com. And goanimate.com, it essentially allows you to create cartoons online, and it's really slick the way it does it. You can create all these different cartoon characters, and then you can do voiceover essentially to those cartoon characters. You can put text box on there and stuff like that. Again, it's one that you should just go check out and watch the demonstration videos that they have online to really understand the concept. So Animoto and GoAnimate are two other really good resources. All right, we're right at an hour now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off. I know that you guys have very busy schedules. I'm going to let you get back to your business. I really appreciate you joining me. And as I said, if you need any help with this, this is what we do. We help other businesses market themselves online, and we would love to help you, formulate your strategy and maybe help you execute that strategy for your business. So please do get in touch. We've got our contact information right here, around this webinar on the page here. So feel free to get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for joining me.